Scott, what's your overall assessment of the Accrington game? It looked like you got rescued a point right at the end, and then they slammed that one in the last minute.
Yeah, it looked like we dug out a point that probably was probably a fair reflection of the game, because neither team had too many chances, and it wasn't a great game of football for either team. But unfortunately, they nicked a goal in the last minute, which was disappointing, especially after we had a good chance to go 2-1 up just after we scored as well, and I think we'd have held on after that. But a disappointing performance and even more disappointing result.
Yeah, is that something you think you need to work on? Because you're not going to be able to play brilliantly every week, but if you have a bad game, that wouldn't have been bad, would it? One result, one all draw wouldn't have
like
been
I
bad.
said, we didn't play well at Northampton either, and we got a point, and we didn't play particularly well at Southend apart from the first 5 minutes. But we dug out a point, so we know we can dig out points when we're not playing well. And unfortunately, Saturday we just couldn't do it. It was a sloppy goal from our point of view, and even at the end it took a deflection off Lowy and gone in. So that just summed up the game as a whole, scrappy and not how we want to go about things.
Yeah, Ashley Easton's come in to back four at Northampton. Slight change to what's in front of you. Has that changed anything much, or is he from last season?
Yeah, no. I feel first of all I feel really sorry for Gallus, because he's absolute model pro, and he's been brilliant in every single game that he's played, and he does everything right, trains hard, goes to gym stretches and does everything right, and I'm really upset for him that he's got to have this operation, but hopefully he won't be out for too long and he'll be back soon. But Ash has come in and he's slotted in like he's never been away. Him and Stevie both head it, and both strong lads and can compete, but are good on the ground as well, so he's slotted in like he's never been away.
Yeah, there's the manager's worked hard to bring in a couple of extra bodies, maybe another one to come, and there's competition. The strength of the reserve team that was put out of commentary shows how good the squad is, even though it's not massive. There's good quality in there, isn't there?
Like everyone says, the gaffer's got a small budget, but he's worked really hard to get some good players in. We all know can slot in at any stage, and every one of us needs to be on our toes, keep playing well, and because if we know we're not doing it, then other people can come in and do a job, no problem.
Yeah, you gave me your clean sheet target at the start of the season. What are you on at the moment? Do you think you're on course to reach it?
I think so, yeah, because we didn't start particularly well. I don't think we kept a clean sheet for quite a few games until the Stevenage games. Then we had quite a good run, but hopefully we can get back to that and start keeping clean sheets and picking up points, because we know the next 2 weeks are absolutely massive with 4 out of 5 games away from home. We know we're on a good run away from home as well, so I think the next 2 weeks are going to be massive in terms of where we're going to end up at the end of the season.
Yep. If you can still be in and around the playoff positions after these games, you got 6 out of 7. I know the home form hasn't been brilliant recently, but when you see the fixture list, 6 out of 7 at home, that's quite rare, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say, it's rare that you get 4 out of 5 away from home, but I think with Torquay in the cup as well, that's changed it around a little bit. But yeah, like I say, if we can still be in and around the playoffs after these 5 games, then we've definitely got a great chance of having a really good season and kicking on from there.
Yeah, I think Mark Richards is out injured at the moment, but Justin should be in the team. And when you come up against someone like that, you've played with for a year. Can you almost start to read what he might be looking to do and things like that?
No, not really. Obviously, you know his strengths and you know his weaknesses, but when someone's bearing down on goal, and it doesn't really have any impact, because they can go either way or can take it round you, sort of thing. I mean, when he went through one-on-one me last time, a lot of people said, "Oh, did you know who was going to do that?" And you don't really know, because you can do anything. You just got to take each game as comes and take each situation as it comes and just deal with it on its own merits and individually.
Yeah, there was a good piece of goalkeeping there, and he'll be desperate to, because he had a few chances, didn't he?
He did,
couldn't put anything away. He'll be desperate to score, especially because he got a bit of stick on.
He got quite a lot of stick, to be fair, from the fans and that, and I'm sure we'll get a bit more from the away fans on Saturday. So I'm sure he'll be desperate to do well against us, like everyone is against their former club. But hopefully we can keep it quiet and come away from there with a good result. Yeah,
I've asked Birdie this as well. Every player that plays under Mark Yates at previous clubs seems to be keen to come back if he gives them the chance to come back and work for him again. What do you think he's got? What sort of qualities he got that makes players want to play for him?
The gaffer? The gaffer,
yeah.
I thought you were on about Justin. He's just a good he's a good manager. Training's good, enjoyable, and people like coming into work every day with a smile on their face. They know what they're going to get 9 times out of 10, whereas under previous managers anything could happen when you're coming into training and things like that. So you know what you're going to get, you know what he wants from you, and if you want to go and talk to him privately, you can talk to him and you'll get a straight answer from him, which is good.
Yeah, you've played under John Ward, Keith Downing, Martin Allen and Mark Yates now. Yeah. Is he completely different from the other 3? Is he?
Every manager's got their own strengths and their own opinions on things, and I've really enjoyed working under him, and I'm enjoying playing my football for him and Neil, and working with Bucky as often as possible, which has been brilliant for me.
Yeah, I don't want to tempt fate, but since that Oxford game, you've been solid in solid form, haven't you? I don't think you can really look at many goals and think you've been at fault for them. Are you pleased with the way you've responded from that?
Touch wood. I've done okay since the Oxford game, but it's about taking each game as it comes. I don't look at like 5-10 games in front and say, oh, let's do well for another 10. Just take each game as it comes, and hopefully keep doing well and keep playing well and helping the team when I can.
Yeah, as much as it's brilliant to pluck one at the top corner, it's most thing about goalkeeping is not making mistakes, isn't it? Keeping the basic errors out, and you're going to be all right.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like shots go in from the edge of the box, and people will say, oh well, what a great strike, but then goalkeepers will look back and say, well, maybe you should have saved it, but people won't see that. They'll just see that it's gone in. But then if you make a mistake, then you're always remembered for that, not necessarily the one that goes in the goal where you think, oh, he might have saved that sort of thing. But you just try, and every goalkeeper makes mistakes, and you see that on the telly week in, week out, especially in the Premiership at the moment. There's quite a few that are making mistakes, but it happens, and it's just something that every goalkeeper has to deal with and things. But the best ones make the fewest mistakes and bounce back from them the best.
Yeah, and the high profile mistakes. I mean, there have been some goalkeepers that mistakes have almost seemed to have ruined or put back a couple of years, like Paul Robinson when the one bobbled over his foot. He took him a while to recover from that, didn't he?
He had a bad time at Tottenham after that, but now he's found his feet again. At Blackburn. He's doing really well, and I think a lot of credit has to go to Rob Green as well, because he could have gone the same way as Paul Robinson did, if not worse, after the World Cup, and didn't have a great start to the season at West Ham, but he's bounced back, and he's really shown a great deal of mental strength to be playing week in, week out and doing well for West Ham.
Yeah, does someone like Steve Buck help you with that, because he's a bubbly character? I can imagine he went after that Oxford game. He's probably quite a good character to pick you up from that.
Yeah, obviously disappointed to make a mistake. He just said to me, you'll make worse than that sort of thing in your career, and he says, I made worse than that, and you'll make worse again. So it's like I say, it's just part and parcel of being a goalkeeper, and mistakes, when you make a mistake 9 times out of 10 they end up in the back of the net. So it's just part and parcel of being a goalkeeper. Bucky's been great, and I've really enjoyed working with him, and he's just even little things he just helps me with, and I'm, like I say, we'd get out there early, we were always last out, and we just work hard together as a group and as a goalkeeping unit, and take that into a Saturday, and we all want each other to do well.
Yeah.